Well, we're out of music, so I guess I'll flip it live. Jocelyn told me to start the music and was just going to go do a thing, but she has now wandered away for the entire length of the music, which I actually don't think I've ever listened to the entirety of it. But she'll be back in a second. She told me to start the music and then walked away. So hi everybody, how's it going? I definitely just wound my yarn like 10 minutes ago. Hello to Melanie and Linda and Asa. Welcome to our lit along. You know it's a party because somebody's fashionably late. Usually it's not the host. I guess I'm running the stream, so I guess technically I'm the host. But we both managed to be late. We're great hosts. We're doing great. We're doing great. And hello also to Tina. I'm glad everybody could be here on a Friday afternoon. It's a very gloomy, snowy, wet. I tried to say snowy and wet at the same time. It's that wet snow that melts the instant it hits the ground. It's a wet, snowy, gloomy afternoon. And hello, Nikki. You're back. Oh wait, you don't have headphones yet. Hi. We ran out of music, so I just put us live and I've been saying hi. Drama. Oh, cat drama. Yeah. Oh, well. Right now, of course. Right. Very important. Feed the monster. Oh, God. Sorry, friends. I forgot to unmute Jocelyn's stream. I'm so sorry. She was saying the cat. The cat had demands. There needed to be food.
She loves me so much, guys.
I'm so sorry.
So
well, you weren't there, and I'm like, okay, I'm mental note. I'm gonna remember to turn this back on when Jocelyn gets back. Did not remember.
Works. It never works. It never works. Let me roll closer to my microphone. Hi guys, I don't know who made it. Hello everyone.
We have Melanie and Linda and Asa and Tina and Nikki and Liz.
I have a dark chocolate bar and some I splurged. Mom sent a bit of extra money so I could splurge.
I'm jealous of your chocolate.
I bought a dark chocolate bar and one thing of the Jocelyn Friendly Holiday Nog, which I'm going to eat and drink today. Oh. Because I can.
Because you can. Mm-hmm. Oh, Nikki was saying in I'm in the hospital, so my lit cast on stuff is home, lol, so I have to cast on later and probably I'll need to leave the live soonish. Oh.
Super fair. Hospital schedules are weird, even by normal weird schedule sessions.
Normal weird?
Well, normal weird is different from hospital normal.
Yeah,
if you think about like a regular schedule, then you have a weird regular schedule, and then you have hospital schedule, which doesn't even match weird regular schedule. It's its own beast.
Sorry, I'm gauge swatching, so I have to figure out which size needles I need to start with.
My swatch is still drying, so I'm going to wind yarn because I'm literally waiting on the last of the swatch to dry. So I can measure it, but it looks like I got gauge, so.
I can't wind yarn while we record because the microphone is in the place where the Swift goes. So I can either wind yarn, but you can't hear me, or you can hear me, but I can't wind yarn.
I have this beautiful, beautiful ball of yarn. Look at it. Look at it.
It's so pretty. Here's my pretty yarn. I wound exactly one ball.
Well, it's what I needed. It's what I needed to do to get the swatch, right? So I did the thing for the swatch, and I was like, oop, but I forgot to wash it on Wednesday, so I ended up washing it yesterday, so we're still not quite dry. So since I'm waiting, I will wind the rest of my yarn. This is slightly larger than the Vintage DK Barocco that I have when it's a finished ball. So I'm thinking this is a heavy DK.
Mm.
Almost. I don't want to say Aaron, but we're definitely not. We're not skimming sport. We're not skimming Aaron. We're like a healthy DK. Can I say healthy DK? But oh my God, knitting with this and winding this, it's so flippin' floofy. Holy schnickerdoodles. I'm going to be
I'm
spending way too much money buying more sweater quantities in this space.
very
I can
excited
tell
about
you
this.
that right
I
now.
uh I was rereading the
And I've
librarian
knit a
cardigan.
swatch. I knit a swatch.
I was rereading the librarian cardigan pullover, the pattern this morning, and it wants a worsted or a heavy DK, which I'm not sure this is.
That's fine. Just swatch and
So
do the
yeah,
math.
swatching will be very, very necessary.
Well, I mean, swatching is necessary, period, if you want a garment to fit. So that makes sense to me. This one's for like 0 to 2 inches positive ease, right? So like she's meant to be fitted. We're meant to be fitted, which is
Yeah,
good.
I'm going for
I like that.
Oh my God, 1 to 2 inches of positive ease is what I.
Well, I'm gonna double check my swatch once it's dried, but I like the fabric I'm getting, so I'm gonna sit down, and if I'm off, I will simply do the math and pick the size I need to be to get the fit I want. Does that make sense?
That does indeed make sense.
Because I like the fabric I have, so I'm just waiting on it to dry. But I think I got gauge, which is beautiful to say first time out with a new, because this is the new DK Superwash Merino base that's coming out next year. So
So you're like test knitting a yarn, like not just a pattern, but like a yarn.
Yeah. We're doing it by the books, folks. We're doing it by the books.
Ooh. Tina says, I'm not casting on either, and I'm working right now, so I may be in and out. That is totally okay.
It is a weekday.
It is a weekday.
For people to have to work on a weekday. Everybody loved Diana's body double.
I'm so freaking excited to make my own version of that. I need to get through this great mittening this weekend. And then
smaller tassels. It just the tassels got lost in the shawl, so like the tassels are freaking massive. Massive. Okay.
Nikki says it was an unplanned hospital visit. Oh dear. Those are even more off the realm of normal weird. Hope everything's okay. Or turns out okay. Oh, and Tracy says hi.
Hi.
Also says my gauge was almost there, so I start and try on as we go. Sounds great. Okay, I need to see if this swatch is big enough. 2, 4, 6.
The only thing I'm worried about is with the librarian 20, is she's got a chart,
6, 20,
and the chart didn't invert colors. So I don't. I'm not sure if I want to stare at a white chart screen and give myself a migraine.
Oh, the chart didn't invert.
And copy the instructions out by row. Because it's not a wide chart. Like, it's not a lot of stitches to copy out, right? Like, do that, give myself one hell of a headache to do it. And do it for the rows, so that way my chart can just be written out. Charts make a great deal of sense. I understand why people use charts. Highly recommend, if you can see, do a chart. Like, yes, charts are beautiful. I can't see, and my screen reader doesn't read charts. It just reads a picture. Hence why I only chart color work. Everything else is written when I design, because I absolutely...
Charts are lovely, but only if you can see them.
Yeah, and I don't use white as a background color charts when I'm dealing with it. So like they're two different strong contrast colors, which would be like heck of a thing on people's ink for everyone who prints stuff, but I can't do the white charts anymore. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for that part yet. To figure it out real quick.
Bribe me with baking next time I'm in town, and I'll do chart things.
I'm absolutely more than willing to bribe you with baking.
Done. Okay. I don't even care what it is. Bake something, I'll eat it, and I'll do a chart thing. Would you prefer written, or should I try to invert it first?
Probably faster just to write it out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's like
I
think it's 8 columns wide.
Yeah, it's not a wide chart and it's not a tall chart.
Okay.
You would end up spending like 40 minutes fiddling with inverting, or it's like a 20-minute write out, right?
Yeah, okay. I'll just write it out.
Thinking about your time demons here, my dear. You do not have a lot of time.
I will have so much time in like a week and a half. I just have to survive the next week and a half.
Is your family in town in a week and a half?
No, on Monday, so in just a couple of days.
Oh, boy.
In fact, they're messaging me about it right now, but that's gonna have to wait. Oh, this is a super future thing that I'm sure everybody in chat is very excited about. But just an admin note for March.
Jeebus.
Yeah, I know.
All right, what's the admin note for March?
The admin note for March, which is the other reason my phone's vibrating right now that I should probably turn off. There is a swing dance competition in Ottawa.
Okay.
The last weekend of March, which would be the weekend that we do whip sprints. So we'll have to rejigger whip sprints in March.
Wow, am I ever not going to worry about that?
I know. I just thought I'd mention it because, you know, my phone's vibrating right now and reminding me about it. So things went on sale today, which is why everybody's talking about it.
Okay.
There's a big group of us going, and the local swing dance group is sponsoring a table, so we get like fancy up front seats.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm actually gonna compete. I don't know that I'm experienced enough for that to be worth anybody's time, because I've been doing it for less than a year at that point.
But it'll be fun to go to see what it's like and see what's going on, right?
Well, yeah, and meeting all the people and seeing the competitions, and there's workshops so I can get better.
Oh, yes,
there's so much social dancing, so you can dance with all kinds of different people from all over the world.
And you'll go with your dance group, right?
And I'll go with my dance crew.
You can build stronger ties with the dance group. So, like, all in all, it's a worthwhile endeavor.
Yeah.
Whether you're competing or not.
And because it's a whole bunch of us going, we're all like sharing rides and hotels and stuff. So it's actually quite affordable.
Yes.
It's going to work out to be like...
That's how that works.
Like the current running estimate is about $600 for the entire weekend.
Oh, that's nothing at all for a weekend.
Yeah, and that's like, that's everything. That's hotels, that's food, that's driving, that's registration.
You pack a couple extra $100 just in case stuff pops up, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool.
I like it. I hope you go.
Oh, I'm definitely going because I paid for it now.
Delightful. Sounds delightful. Yeah, we'll figure out. We can change the Saturday whip sprints happen. That is not a problem, my dear.
I figured. Yeah.
Small potatoes.
Yep. It's also not something we need to address until like the beginning of February.
Hey, listen, I must really like this dance troupe because I changed things last minute just the other day with you. Because they decided to take more of your time.
I'm sorry about that. It's just this week
because they have to share.
It's just this week because our first performance is literally tomorrow night. And then the big performance is next Saturday. So everybody's like freaking out this week.
It's funny. I was not overly bothered. I believe my exact response was one word, and it was sure. Because it's about all I cared about it. Yeah, that's fine.
But I think ultimately it only shifted our stuff by like half an hour anyway.
An hour? Yeah, I was like,
yeah,
it's nothing. That's not even close to being a problem. It's fine.
So.
Oh my goodness. But yes, if you were willing to write out a chart, that would be freaking amazing.
I can 100% write out a chart.
I'm very excited because this is bottom up, right? So before I have to worry about any of this stuff being weird, I've knit a body and sleeves. and I just have to worry about the pattern stuff. And I get to steek. I'm so excited.
Steek.
I got beeping going on in my ears. Is someone messaging me on Discord? I suspect they are.
This says, I'm not casting on, but the name of my sock yarn is Neville, brackets Harry Potter, as literary as I'm going right now. That works.
You know what? It counts.
Also says, casting on and started the ribbing. I'm knitting the librarian cardigan in a Pegasus yarn. Ooh. Color would a Pegasus be? Would that be like a white kind of thing?
Watch, it's a noir Pegasus. It's black Pegasus. Just to cause difficulties. I am winding up the Don't Speak Latin in Front of the Books colorway while drinking non-eggnog eggnog.
Mine is cinnamon apricot spice, not the tea. I don't have cinnamon apricot spice tea. I should find cinnamon apricot spice tea. Oh my god.
Guys, because
it sounds like the name of the tea.
You just watched the light bulb moment happen right there.
Anyway. I don't remember what the rest of that was. Dragon Horde yarns. Yes, Dragon Horde.
Dragon Horde yarns, yeah. Tristan.
Yes. I want to knit more of her patterns.
I've knit several.
I need to knit any of them.
I love them. They're delightful. Super good. Can't show you guys any of that.
The Pegasus is the name of a Danish yarn, 100% rustic merino yarn in worsted weight. Ooh, that sounds squishy. I want to squish it.
Got amusing. Don't Speak Latin in Front of the Books, which is a Giles reference from Buffy. And he's a librarian.
Glorious. I enjoyed that scene.
Yes. Slowly, I'm hand-winding the ball.
I think he's gonna knit the Violetta pullover. Nice.
Ooh, what's that?
I don't know.
Have I seen that? I've probably
I don't
seen
know.
that.
I'm gonna pull it up.
It's possible I've seen that. Guys, I was eyeballing a crochet bundle pattern. And it's a really good deal. It's just under $20 for 700 crochet patterns. And there's a bunch of patterns in there that I've never tried, like different techniques and stuff I've never done before. So I'm like, kind of tempted, also kind of not. Does that make sense?
Violetta pullover. Hang on, let me full screen that, and then I'll share it with you, and then everybody can see it.
Sure.
Oh, wait, I don't know if how well is this gonna work?
I have no idea.
Not well at all. There we go.
Oh, that looks cute.
Yeah.
I can't see much in the way of any details or anything, but that's just because we're not going to discuss how blown up I need the photo to be to see details.
Oops.
Not a lot of the time, if it's done on a light colored yarn,
I
have to go
full screen.
I have to go in and look at other people's projects and hope that there's a color I can see the definition in. But no,
looks like it's got a lace detail down the middle and cables. And sort of a cowl-ish, turtle-ish neck going on.
Yeah.
I am unclear if that is a cowl or turtleneck. Also says you have seen it and have the pattern in Dropbox.
Oh, good. Asa's my brain, people. Paid my invoice today. Things do not get done without Asa. It is very important.
Yeah, most people have moderators for chat. We have moderators to moderate us.
I am aware that I require this level of adulting. I acknowledge this. I have been up to my eyeballs this week and other things. However, I did get the pattern, or the info sheets, I should say, specifically for the Choose Your Own Adventure MCAL, has been released. It is on Ravelry in the Amber Dragon Design Store, so we can link things on social media once we're done this. Mostly because I still have a bunch on my plate, so I might ask Diana to do the social media post on the Northern Bits podcast about it.
Can definitely do that. It's terrifying that that's actually like out in the world for people to look at.
It's got an info sheet, babe. We're good to go.
That's terrifying.
I gotta finish the super unfun, boring background stuff, and then separate.
So I would just like everybody to appreciate the size of the swatch that I'm knitting.
What? That's a real life swatch size.
Yeah, it's like a real swatch size with garter stitch borders and everything. I want everybody to appreciate the real size of the swatch, which is mostly because I want it to last the entire time that we're streaming. And not actually because I want to do a proper size swatch.
No, because she knows she.
I'm sitting crooked and my legs are falling asleep.
What did I kick something?
Oh my god. Okay.
I did that thing where I wasn't paying attention and now my yard.
Oh, so in the realm of books, we went book shopping last night because we found some gift cards.
Just randomly have gift cards.
We found some gift cards and we're like, let's go book shopping. So I got the Tasting History cookbook.
What? Oh my god, I'm jealous. I mean, not that I could read the print version anyway, but
so yeah.
I love Tasting History.
Very excited to try some of these for Experimental Tuesdays.
I love Tasting History. So good. So good. I got cranberries I need to candy after they'll have soaked long enough. Because it said soak for like 16 to 24 hours, so it'll be about 24 hours.
Ooh, there's a pretzels thing.
German
pretzels from 1581.
Be some interesting pretzels. No changes. If you're gonna do Tasting History, do it properly. None of this modification nonsense. As instructed, ma'am.
Take fair flour, a good amount of egg yolk, and a little wine, sugar, and anise, and make a dough with it. Roll it finely long and round with clean hands and make little pretzels. Set in a warm oven and bake, not burning it, but until dried, so they are crisp and good. You may or may not use cinnamon, and it is called precadella. Precadella. It's a C.
Yeah. It's a C? Ooh. I don't know. All I know is no wavering. Instructions.
It's actually fairly straightforward once it's been translated.
Yes. Yeah, because he did all the hard work for you.
Yeah. Oh, lemonade from France, 1651.
Mm-hmm. Does it really differ that much from a lemonade recipe for today?
It has oranges in it.
Yeah, that'd be different. But really,
potage d'oignon au lait.
Limes or lemons. In South America, they kind of flip. Winding yard is
for the lemonade. A lady whose husband had a severe cold recommended flaxseed lemonade. Huh, he said irascibly. A man can't have a cold without everybody suggesting some food remedy. I'll send for a doctor. So the doctor came, charged the sick man $2 for his visit, and advised flaxseed lemonade.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Anyway, so Experimental Tuesday is coming up.
Which is good.
I'm very excited.
Still winding.
Oh, what is all this? Is any of this important?
But I also want like the baking yesteryear cookbook.
They had that one too, but I thought about getting it, and then I realized how often I do baking, which is basically never, so I figured it would be a little bit lost on me.
I love baking. It is something I do a lot. But there isn't really a bakery where I can just go down and pick things up from. Like, even the bakeries that I do go to, I have a very specific list of a small number of things that I can eat out of them.
That's fair. All right, I will officially be invaded by parents around 2 o'clock on Monday.
Okay. This doesn't affect anything I'm doing.
No, it absolutely doesn't. Well, I guess we're not gaming next week, but besides that.
Yeah. Which is fine. That's why we smashed it into this week. Because we knew we weren't going to be doing it next week.
Where's my do not disturb? Seriously, there we go. Sorry, I need my phone here because it's got my pattern on it. Which I guess I don't need open right now while I'm doing a gauge swatch.
Since the gauge swatch is in stockinette, I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna go with no. You don't need the pattern. I'm hoping my gauge swatch is dry when we're done this, because I'd like to cast on today if I could. But we shall see.
Tracy says, can't wait to see the recipe done. Elsa says it might be too easy, so Diane will have to do something different.
No, that's just mittens. And if anything calls for sugar, if it calls for sugar, she will cut the sugar drastically.
Because in a lot of things you can.
I'm going to tell you do it first as instructed, and then you fiddle with stuff.
Well, yeah, you do it first as instructed, and then after that, you're like, okay, but this is really sweet, so I'm just going to, like, cut that in half and see if it still works.
Yeah.
And sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. Usually it works just fine.
Gotta keep track of the air and water.
Nikki says, I can see me at the library with Marvel picking out books, looking all classy in this sweater.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I love libraries.
Am I gonna have to, like... Or am I gonna have to take finished photos of my librarian at the library?
Possible.
I might just have to, like, go sneak into a stack of books. Take some pictures.
To sneak in the public library?
Well, the sneak, I don't have to sneak in, but, like, sneaky take pictures and just, like, try not to be weird about it.
Well, I'm not sure that's gonna work, but you could try.
Raspberry says, I'm not casting on today, but I am knitting a baby sweater for the kid's teacher who is going on mat leave on Monday. Well, congratulations to teacher. Monday I'll make a baby sweater. I did not have time for friend's new baby, but...
I got sleeves to finish.
I have access to a baby now, so I have reasons to knit baby stuff.
Access to a baby now?
Yeah, access. As in, one exists peripherally in my life.
Okay, so the length of time that I've known you, you've had access to a baby. You don't knit fast enough for baby garments. That's why your niece is now receiving stuff now. Because she wasn't a real thing. As in, Mom had not started creating her when we met. So you have had access to a baby and small toddler for a good number of years.
Okay, hang on. So T is 10. 10 years ago was 2013. So I'd only been knitting for 2 years, and I was probably still intimidated by the concept of a sweater.
I'm the wrong human to ask. If there's something that intimidates me, it's the first thing I pick up and try, because it's the only way I'm going to figure it out.
I was intimidated by the concept of a sweater until, like, 5 years ago.
You had fresh food. You had tuna and whitefish. You had some kibble. What could you possibly require at this point in the day? Besides a nap, because you're old. Has anyone told you this? Yeah. Okay, good. I'm super glad we had this conversation. Yes, because your niece wasn't born till
She's turning
just
9
before
next month.
So she must have been like a wee baby. Because I haven't been with the mysterious Mr. B since the year you and your husband got married.
Which is 5 years ago.
5 years ago, yeah. And we were together for almost 5 years.
So the last time there were babies in my life, I was still too intimidated by the concept of a sweater. Even a little one. Which is very foolish. I know. No, I'm aware of that now. But I was not aware of that at the time. I don't think I'd even done socks yet.
Wow. No, I definitely just dove in.
Yeah, I definitely didn't. I had concepts of what was hard and what was easy, and it's all kind of a load of crap.
Yep, yeah, it is.
Truly.
I knit my niece her first sweater when she was, what, 7? 6? God, she was young. She's 18 in November. Like next November, she's fully fledged adult.
Count a few of these stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow, 6, 7, 8, 9, a long time. 10, holy schnickerdoodles. I keep forgetting how long it's been since I was with Mr. B till we sit down and do the math.
Yeah, that's 17 stitches.
You need 16 stitches over 4 inches. You got to stitch to Phaedra Douglas.
Yeah. I mean, it would block, but yeah.
Could you please? Not. Yeah, I don't care that I'm on the internet. Don't jump up on. So now you're going to give me the cut direct? Okay.
Wait, I'm just going to scooch this microphone a little bit so that I can count this a little bit better.
All of this? Well, maybe I can. That'll be a huge task off my. All right,
2,
so
3, 4,
out.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ooh, I've got the
2,
photos
15,
for the
16,
Cozy Dream
17.
shawl, thanks to the mannequin stand-in. I should be able to release that today, too. We'll do that after. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, that'll be done, too. Oh, look at me get stuff done. Program schedule has to go up today. I have to take and post photos for the voting for the Sunday Live, because it is the monthly Sunday Live.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, where did I put my needles? They're underneath the book. My goodness. Doofus. I knew when I put the book on top of them that I would lose the needles under the book, and lo and behold, I lost the needles under the book.
Needles under the book, yeah. My cat is lying on the floor not looking at me to tell me how much trouble I'm in.
Oh, why are you in trouble?
Because I told her she couldn't play on the computer desk while I was live.
Oh.
Knowing her, she'd step on a key and I'd hang up the phone call.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Some days. Guys, some days quadrupeds. Some days quadrupeds.
Talking about libraries, Nikki was saying we take her there as often as she will part with her most recent rented books. Last time she cried because she missed the books we returned. She had new rentals, but she missed the other ones.
That's fair. I don't go to libraries anymore. They are more painful than comforting these days. I do love them. They're beautiful, beautiful places. I wish more parents utilized them. I wish more adults utilized them.
There's a surprising amount of stuff at a library. Like, you can rent, I know, like, our local ones here, you can rent, like, musical instruments. not the branch that's closest to me, but there is a branch in the city that has a makerspace. So there's like 3D printers.
Yeah, library. Beautiful. They run a workshop program. They have, it's like, they're always
They have the
stuff.
they host the modular synth meetups that Mr. Diana goes to.
Yeah. God, there's so much stuff that goes on at libraries, and I wish more people knew about them so that they could do more.
Yeah, like it absolutely blew my mind when I learned all this stuff that a library can do. Yeah. And like I thought I was up on like what a library can do. I was so far behind on what a library can do. And then the Libby app.
The more people with library.
Sorry, your whole sentence cut off there.
That's fair. The more people do stuff at the library, the more funding they can get because they have people coming through the doors. Which lets them do more things.
Yeah, like all the books I'm reading right now are on the library app.
Like pay for more licenses to have more digital. Because you don't just get it in perpetuity. They only get it for so many rentals, and then they have to rebuy the license.
I was wondering how that worked.
Library.
It'd be great to work at a library. I love the library vibes.
I think it would depend on what you do while working at the library, whether or not you'd enjoy it.
Well, I mean, yeah, everywhere's got jobs that are a good fit and jobs that are a bad fit.
You'd have to go back to work in a library.
I know, that's just like the wildest thing to me, that there's a whole library science thing and it's like a 4-year degree, and I'm like, to do
it's a whole
what?
Thing.
Like, I have no concept of what you even learn.
Well, yeah, but you didn't even know libraries had 3D.
Well, no, I didn't know libraries had 3D printers till they told me about it on Instagram. Follow your local library on social media. They post cool stuff.
Yeah.
PSA, follow them on all their socials. They post good stuff.
Oh yeah, they're a really great place.
Sometimes I follow non-local libraries because their social media team is just that good, and it's hilarious content.
It is. I like talking with them on social media for book suggestions. Oh yeah, you need book suggestions? You talk to a library.
Ooh. Yeah, I guess that's maybe what the degree's for. Ooh, also says at the main library here you can rent sewing machines, tools, and of course music and books.
That's amazing!
I know some locations here have like, here, I guess in Cambridge, the Cambridge library has, oh my gosh, like retro vintage computers and video games and stuff.
Oh, cute.
And they've also got like a really nice makerspace and stuff. They don't call themselves a library. They call themselves the Idea Exchange, because they've just got so much going on. Like, it is a library, but that's just like one of 50 things.
Good. And it breaks down a lot of those price barriers for people.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yes.
I would not be able to read so many books. I cannot justify $30 every time I want to read a hot new book, you know?
Oh.
It also keeps the volume of books in my possession to a dull roar instead of overwhelming.
Overwhelming?
If I bought a book every time I wanted to read it, I would have like 200 more books than I currently do. And that would be a problem.
You imagine the size of the house I would have to own to house.
You would have to live in a literal library.
I'd have to,
like, not just have a room that is a library in your house. You need a whole ass library.
Guys, I read over 100 books a year. And I've done so since I was a teenager. Could you imagine if I had kept all of my books since then? Oh my word! As it was, it got bad. As it was, it got bad. I had a lot. I'm still giving away books and getting rid of books constantly, and I'm not out yet. I'm finally down to the dregs. I'm finally down to my bookcase has more other things than books. I've let go of bookcases and bookcases and bookcases and bookcases worth of books. I'm sure the poor guys who moved me in here, well paid, were probably very grateful that I wasn't as much of a book dragon as I had been. Because it was bad for many years.
I downsized a lot of my books to move provinces. Mr. Diana, not so much. He's the book hoarder between the two of us. He's the book hoarder. Has he what? Read what?
Read them all?
Most of them, actually.
Good.
There's very few books he has that he hasn't read. I cannot say the same for myself. Most of the books that I chose to keep were the ones that I hadn't read yet. So I actually haven't read most of the things on my bookshelf.
Come here, Bob. Don't unravel. Roll this way.
There was a hello message from somebody that I missed. There we go. Jess of Waya Swamp. Hi, finally made a live. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank heavens for long legs right now. Not any other time of my life do I appreciate having a long leg. But when it comes to fetching things out from under tables, let me tell you.
Also says, I worked in a library, in the library, for a year. I worked in admin, but all the books were in the floor below, so I more or less lived there. And the library does mending workshops a couple times a year. And my best friend is a librarian. She reads around 150 books a year, not ebooks or audiobooks. Ooh. I mean, I guess back in the day when my main hobby was reading, because I hadn't learned to knit yet, back in the day, I wasn't tracking how many books I read, but it was probably like that. It was a lot of books. I was definitely at the library, like, rentals were good for 2 weeks. I would pick the longest books that I could find, just so I didn't have to go back to the library like every 3 days. And you best believe I was there every 2 weeks getting a new stack of books. So it was probably over 100. But then university happened and I learned how to knit, and now my hands are busy with yarn and needles, and so if I'm reading a book, it has to be audio.
Has it slowed me down any?
Nope. I've found that ebooks are growing on me because I can read them in bed in the dark without bothering Mr. Diana. So I can be awake, but not get out of the cozy bed. And it's nice.
A lot of beta reading. A lot of stuff that you get for early review stuff, if that is something that you do, which is something that I do. That all shows up as ebooks mostly at this point. Some will still do physical print copies, but I've always asked to have them as digital copies because I can't read physical.
That makes sense.
Because I can't.
Also says I own about 500 books. Raspberry says we're about 450. Hubby loves going to the used bookstore. Used bookstores, yeah. I went through a period of collecting antique books. So I have some very pretty books. Just the prettiest of antique books.
I let go of 100 books, and I consider that a small purge.
Yeah, I personally own what's on that shelf. I have no idea how to estimate that. Probably about a shelf's worth of that bookcase is books I've inherited from you, actually.
Yeah.
Canada Reads physical copies, Bridgerton's.
Yeah.
A few pattern books.
Yeah, I've got more. I need to. Okay. I have more balls. I want to finish wine. I'm gonna do.
Teach your friend reads and knits at the same time? How?
Well, that's easy.
Because, like, audiobooks and knitting makes sense. But how do you read a physical book and knit at the same time?
Suppose it depends. Like, when I read, I didn't have here. I'd have my book here. And when I was at university, I got one of those book things that you could rest the book on. So all I had to do was flip the page so I could make notes at the same time. Same idea, flip the page, knit, flip the page, knit.
Well, yeah, but, like, how do you keep the page open? Because the books I read, the pages don't stay open.
Oh, because you buy the little weird shaped thingy that holds your book.
Well, I have one of those. Do I have it in here? I do have it in here. I don't know why it's in here.
It's not a good one if it doesn't keep your book open. Then so, it's like, not a good. It doesn't have the lippy thing to keep for. It doesn't have the little wedgie thing to keep the book. That is not a good one. That's a bad one.
I think I got it for like $1 at a garage sale. So like,
I'm understanding. You go buy a better one. That is not a good one.
Okay, what are these called, and where do I buy them?
I will go find you a link later, or also will beat me to it. I think the first one I bought was actually for kitchen cookbooks. Because it held the book propped and it had the little bottom piece space so that when you put it in, the pages stayed open. It was the first one I bought.
Is this a long enough swatch yet, do you think? Or should I make it longer?
I don't know. Are you going to wash it and block it?
Yeah, but I'm also going to do another swatch on a bigger size needle.
Given how you normally do swatches, that's ginormous for you.
I know. It's just because you guys are here keeping me on task.
Oh, I dropped balls of yarn into places.
Liz owns 184 knitting books. Woof. Last few years, Asa's given about 150 books to charity. I wanted to stash more of my books, but it hurts. That's so many books. I don't think I've ever actually owned that many books in my life. I actually have no idea how many books I own.
I gave away... Biggest grouping I did was my mom's physical romance collection and my physical romance collection. That went all in one go, and that was 12 banker boxes of paperbacks. So that would have been well over 250 books, I think, at that point.
Wow.
There was something like 10 or 12 boxes worth. I think that was the most I ever let go of at one time.
I've never owned that many books in my life. I've never had space to own that many books in my life.
They sat in those boxes, so I'm not sure what their count was, because that was their home. And it was their home because I didn't have anywhere else to store them, because I was out of space. I still have bags of books I need to get rid of.
Raspberry says, I read and knit using my Kobo. I suppose that would work. Because I've got my fully out phone now, so... And I, like, that is my e-reader, basically. And it's nearly the size of a Kobo, I think. Probably not, a very small one. It's definitely on the small end for a tablet or an e-reader.
Download the Kobo app or Kindle app if it works.
I mean, the Libby app's working just fine for me.
So yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Like, I do read on it, so I guess I could.
We moved, because Mom hated the idea of being restricted to Kobo or Kindle when you bought an e-reader. We bought tablets to start as soon as we had app options. So my tablet has Kindle, has Libby, has Kobo. And
makes sense.
Because, direct links to archive.org and all the other free sites that I use to download content that's now in the free domain set. But I didn't start knitting until I got my cane. So I didn't start knitting until the vision loss was apparent.
So it says open the book and start reading, and you knit something easy. She has something to hold the book open. I think my teacher friend just uses something heavy to hold the book down. So my thing is that I have to like completely stop knitting to argue with the page turning and get it under whatever it is to hold it open. And it just absolutely breaks the flow of the knitting is my problem. I hate breaking the flow. We didn't catch most of that.
That's why center double decreases don't work for
me. Yes. So I don't like breaking the flow. Flow is very important to me. The e-reader thing might work. I don't know. I'll try it. Not right now, obviously, but I'll try it.
Ooh, so keeping in mind, I'm addicted to change.
Sorry, you're addicted to what?
Change.
Okay.
I obviously need to replace my...
Sorry, replace...
my microphone.
Right, yes.
Yeah, the thing that keeps cutting out on me.
Yeah.
That thing. I'm going to get the lapel, like on the charging base I showed you earlier.
Yeah.
That way there's multiples, so when you're over, we can just clip you in. A USB dongle.
It'll be so fancy.
And wireless headphones. Go with me here. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn my TV screen into my computer monitor.
I mean, that'll be large. That'll be a heck of a, yeah, mm-hmm. Heck of a computer screen.
Mm-hmm. I have a wireless mouse.
I 100% forgot to do garter stitch on the end of this. Oh well. I was doing so well. I just decided I'm done and I bound off and I didn't even think about how I wanted to do a couple rows of garter stitch. Oh well. Anyway.
Have fun.
So we got some drape going on.
What size needle?
That is their suggested 5.5 millimeter.
Okay.
Which I am getting 1 stitch too many. So in theory, it's supposed to be a little bit larger, but also the yarn's supposed to be a little bit larger. Let's see, how do I want to mark the size of the swatch? Because I think I'm going to be making a few swatches. This is a US 9.
Did you leave a long...
Yeah, I was just going to tie some knots in the tail. It's more like I would like to mark it in millimeters, but it's 5.5 millimeters.
Okay, so what I do, but I remember this because I do 5 knots, and then if I'm half, I do where you can unpull it.
Oh, do a little loopy. Okay.
Yeah, but I do that all the time. So when I pick up a swatch and I see that, I know what it means without having to think about it.
Okay. 1 knot. Two knot.
So much beeping going on in my ear. I might look at my phone and see what's up.
3 knot.
Oh, Mom called the other day. She finished her front play for Christmas, like stuff on the outside.
Yeah.
She made a little gnome village at the base of a mountain. So they've got
a gnome village at the base of a mountain.
Yeah, in my parents' front yard.
Amazing. Your parents really get into this decorating thing.
It's fun. And it's festive and it brings smiles to people's faces. Like it just makes day better when you drive past a yard and someone's decorated. Just makes you happy. It's all about spreading the joy, man. Also an excuse to paint and use sparkles. And really, one always needs more sparkles in one's life.
Truly. Come on, little half loopy. There we go. Tracy was saying mark in US sizes. I don't use US sizes though, because I'd had that thought because they're in integers and you can just do that number of knots. But the two problems with that is I don't think in US sizes, I think in millimeters. The second problem is that this string that I left is only just barely long enough to mark out 5 dots.
Seriously, my brain's like, but I'm not in the US, I'm in Canada. And well,
I know, I function in millimeters. I'm like, I don't know what a US 9 is.
I have no idea. I function in millimeters.
Oh, also says she's the one beeping in your ear.
Oh, good. I'll have plenty of messages to read when I'm done.
Apparently this magical librarian teacher reading fiend friend. Fiend? Reading fiend friend. The friendly reading fiend uses a hair clip at the top of the book. I guess like a claw clip. I actually don't have a claw clip because I had too much hair.
No, not a claw clip. One of those little snappy ones.
Snappy. I don't have any of those because I had too much hair for those to be useful.
Oh,
but I could get those now. But I don't currently have any just lying around like most people because they didn't work on my hair, so I got rid of them all because they were useless to me.
Yeah, you can just go buy some of those. That would work. And then if you misplace it, whatever.
Yeah.
Like
oh, no, claw clip. Okay, yeah. No, I was right. Claw clip.
Claw clip? That would be...
But regardless, I still don't have one, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10.
More winding. So much
14, 15.
But then it'll be done. I'll have to do it again
16
for the rest of the project.
and a half.
I really want to get my ribbing done tonight if I can. Get my sneaking stitches casted on. But we've got craft off stuff on Sunday.
Yes. Yes,
Almost
we do.
out of days. Almost out
I
of
know.
days. And I might
she has
have
short hair and bought it just for reading. Amazing.
I definitely have a sweater check-in next week with Louise.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Right, I could block this larger. Do you, yarn, come with a recommended needle size? I'm just curious. No, there is no recommended needle size. Okay, so
okay, I'm gonna take a break and do that.
Is a little not quite right.
Weren't you doing the Steinkrieger for this month's craft off?
No, I'm doing my mom's mittens, the orange and gray ones.
Oh, right. Do you know what you're going to do for next month's craft off?
I have not figured it out. I am open to suggestions.
Oh boy. I do love giving opinions here.
I know.
Why? Why do I always drop the ball?
I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere.
Sure there's a commentary somewhere in there. What is life? Ah! Okay.
Oh, is it superwash? Remember that superwash stretches. That's a very good point. Yes, it is superwash. That's a very good point. So I should probably wash this.
Did you want to try a smaller needle in case it blocks too big?
Yeah, actually, yeah. And then I'll also hang it up just because I remember this from how I made my flax out of superwash.
Mm-hmm.
And It's fine, but it's like a little more stretchy than I'm like.
A little extra stretchy?
A little more stretchy than it really needs to be. Okay, so that was 5.5.
It isn't just Asa. It's Asa and my DM.
Ah.
Do I want to go gaming tonight? No.
Maybe. I don't know.
I know why we're going.
Asa's not going to be around on Sunday, so I will need to count votes.
Okay.
Somebody remind me to count votes.
I will remind you to count votes Sunday morning.
Okay.
I know the reasoning behind the gaming be a bunch of just... I'm not sure I want to deal with the negativity that I know is going to be around tonight. Does that make sense? Not sure I'm in the mood for
fair.
it.
Negativity about what? Or just in general?
One of our table mates, her father's had a DNR for the last couple of years. And he's going through the last couple of days, possibly weeks of it. So it is at the end of a terminal diagnosis. So there will be a lot of complaining about healthcare, about death, about things that I don't have a ton of patience for, and I know that I don't have a ton of patience for, so I don't know if it's a good idea.
Well, it is a normal part of the grieving process.
It is, and I know it's better if I'm pulled back from that part for people, because I don't get it. And I know I don't get it. I see other people going through it, but I know myself well enough to know that I don't get it. Right? So I don't know if it's a good idea. Probably not a good idea.
Fair enough, yeah.
Probably not a good idea.
Ross is going to a concert with one of my favorite Norwegian show ladies. Nice. Well, I guess that's a good reason not to be around on Sunday. You are forgiven.
Well, she could have just decided to have a nap on Sunday during that time period. That would also have been okay.
No. I mean, yes, obviously.
But a concert sounds like a great deal of fun.
Oh, have I casted on enough stitches already? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 1, 2, 3. I think 24 is as good as it's gonna get. And we'll just do 2 stitches on the edge of this one.
Why?
Also says it would not be okay to have a nap. It would be too late for a nap.
Well, it's the 1st of December. Now, legit.
Sorry, your microphone is hating you, and we didn't get most of that.
I can listen to Christmas. It's officially December.
I opened my first advent calendar thing today.
Ooh, I have one of those.
Yeah, you can open that now. That thing that you've been studiously ignoring for months, you can open it.
Oh no, I've got the 12-day of Christmas there. It's not time for that one yet, but I have one up there.
Well, you can open that now.
Because I ordered Fireweed Fiber Co's advent calendar.
Ah. I did not this year, because I haven't done anything with my one from last year, nor with the minis from the advents in the years before that, and I figured I didn't need to add more minis to this collection of minis that I'm not using. They're very pretty.
You need to start a blanket.
I do want to start like a jelly roll blanket or something. That's one of my bingo squares for next year, I think.
Yep.
Just start a blanket. Not finish the blanket, just start the blanket.
Blankets are huge.
I'm gonna have to shovel later. I was really hoping it would continue being that wet stuff that melts right away, but it's cooling off and I'm gonna have to shovel later.
We're going to have potentially +3 week, which means there's potentially no snow on the ground in Manitoba in December. First week of December.
Not Manitoba weather.
It is becoming Manitoba weather.
That's weird Manitoba weather.
What worries me is the last year we did the same thing and we didn't get enough snow, so we had drought conditions, which would put us at like 3 or 4 years of drought conditions.
Right.
Which is not good. Not good. I was like, I should be facing my Swift because I'm swifting from lighting yard. But wait, Diana's here. I should be facing Diana.
And you know, the rest of the internet. We're over here too.
The internet, yeah. Then part of me wants to take my headphones off and go find my Advent thing for the day.
It says, I have a sending to the post office. I might need to go pick that up tomorrow. You definitely should.
Yes.
Oh, Ross with me on the the blanket thing. You and me, Diana. I have enough leftover sock yarn to finish that jelly roll without using minis. Yeah.
So I just have a lot of bits. The year of blankets?
Well, it's the year of at least one blanket. Tina's got 3 self-striping advents and the December mystery gnome. That's a lot. Got stuff going on. It's too many advents. The advent of code started today.
What's the advent of... Oh, that's where you code every day.
Yeah.
Dear, you couldn't even do 15.
Oh, no. I'm absolutely, like, not doing it consecutively. I would like to do one tonight. And then I probably won't be able to do it again until after my parents leave on, like, the 12th.
Isn't the point for it to be consecutive to build a habit?
No, the point's just to eventually solve all the puzzles. Ooh. He leaves them up all year and leaves up all the past year puzzles, so...
Not the coding one.
But I didn't get any of that.
The 15 days of streaming you were going to...
Oh, yeah, well, I made it to day 10, and then suddenly I was dancing 20 hours a week. And that was not anticipated. I anticipated an additional 3 or 4 hours, not an additional 15. So that's where all my time's gone. So, yeah. I've learned that I can't stream on weekends because I'm frequently streaming for the podcast on weekends. But also just, you know, other people aren't working on weekends, so that's usually when they're free to do stuff. So weekends are a bad streaming time for me, so I can't stream weekends. If I ever do another streaming challenge, it will not include weekends.
We moved our stuff to the weekend because you had a old person job.
An old person job? Well, so, like... And then other people are not working, so they're more free to join our live streams as well.
Yep.
Oh. So, I'm not mad about it. It makes sense. It's working. It just means if I'm also going to stream on Twitch, it just won't be on the weekend because those days are spoken for. That's all right.
Oh,
I'm excited to do
I want to go
to gaming?
Yeah.
That's really up to you. I really can't answer that for you.
I really don't have done.
So it says we have just a tiny bit of snow and it will be down to -12 over the weekend, so most of my bed will end up on the veranda for airing. Nice. Yeah, I definitely meant to do that before it started being damp, but there's a fine line between it being cold enough to air things out properly, but also not damp. It is just being very, very damp. I may have missed my very brief window for airing things out. And I will need to finish the jelly roll next year. I had hoped to finish this year. That's all right. There is always next year. And then we can race? No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to race a blanket. That's a terrible idea. It's a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad idea.
Did you just see my eyebrows up?
I can't even complete a hat on time. How in the heck am I supposed to do a blanket? It's not happening. It was a foolish, fleeting thought that I was halfway through before I realized how terrible it was, and then I was obligated to finish it because we're live.
Yep. Let's see where my brain's crochet a mini a day. Finger.
Hmm.
It'll get you a big square. Like 2 years.
Oh,
10 gram
sorry, I have
size.
a thought after.
And then do that every day till I have it's worth squares crochet together.
Yeah.
And 20 grams of crochet a day is about the same amount as crochet a square granny square every day. So it's like 30 minutes every day.
Don't honestly know, but yes.
Might have to do some trial runs, might have to do some timing, might have to see. What was your thought? I still don't know if I should go to gaming.
My thought was Complicated Knots on YouTube is doing a little crochet advent where she's releasing she's doing a little amigurumi pattern release each day for 12 days. And there's apparently a theme to the collection of critters. I haven't watched today's yet, but in case you're interested in crocheting a little amigurumi every day, Complicated Knots on YouTube does very cute stuff. It was thanks to her incredible amigurumi design videos that I was able to make anything vaguely resembling a Sylveon.
Yeah, that'd be worthwhile. 4, 5. Ooh, down to the last 2 skeins. I'm gonna take a break. Oh, I was gonna go get my advent calendar.
Go for it.
Oh wait, my advent partner's here. Am I allowed to now? It's only 12 days worth of advent, but I could start crafting that because we bought for a very specific project.
Tina, I also have a teenager that has recently moved in with me. The advents are sanity. I wish you the best of luck. I've not lived with a teenager since I was a teenager, but good luck. Have fun.
What?
Tina was saying, I have a teenager that has recently moved in with me. The advents are sanity. So I was saying, good luck. Have fun.
Fair.
Also says, we all know how well Diana did on Crochet a Granny Square Day. I got to like day 68 or something. And also says you can open everything today and make something every day. If you want.
I like it. I'm gonna.
Okay, well, open
Diana,
stuff.
Because Diana
I want to see the stuff.
Things. Well, we're gonna start with errands. Which comes to me in a Ziploc bag, because I am not wrapping my own box. That's silly. So
super quick.
By wrapping
I got little labels in mine today. Oh, come on. With like it says handmade by, yeah, and you can fill in your name. Handmade by, especially for. This took forever. You better use this.
You better use this.
Oh, and then there's fiber and care instructions, fiber type and care instructions on the back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I like those labels.
I'm 100% gonna attach these to all the mittens I'm making. Ooh.
Here's day one.
I like it. Ooh, that looks pretty similar to one of the colors in the Artemis Fade.
What's making noise and why?
Your yarn is attacking.
Four-legged and furry.
Getting in trouble?
I highly yes. Great, let's unbury. The eyes of distaste.
What? Oh, cat? Oh. Wait, are you squinting at me or the cat?
Cat.
I can't tell. Sometimes me and the cat are in the same place.
Not in for you and the cat.
Sometimes that place is in the doghouse.
Sometimes both of you are in trouble, yes.
Occasionally we're even in trouble together for the same thing.
Yes, occasionally it's both of you in trouble. Not often, but every once in a while. Diana's name comes out with the exasperation I have for my quadruped. No, I'll go tonight. It's gonna be annoying. I'll go. Mostly because I know my driver goes to bed at 10 p.m., so at least we have the same nighttime bedtimes.
So it won't be a late night. Tina says this is a granddaughter and this is her third strike. 61 is too old for raising teenagers. Yes. I can't even begin to imagine.
Yes, it is.
Also says I want to see more yarn.
Yeah,
more
yarn. I'm going. I'm not opening all of them. I'm just opening up I'll open up all of Osa's box because we're not labeling any of that. I can show it off. But hang on, it's buried under other things. Oh, it's just my makeup palette. We're fine. So I got a box in the mail.
Also says, I've not seen the advent I gave.
It's big.
Oh, your things are falling behind you. Your coffee bag's going.
I know. That's fine. So long as what's in the coffee bag doesn't come out and it's zipped. Because nobody's allowed to see that yet. We need to.
That's why I keep all my secret stuff in the bag with the rude words underneath the monitor so it's never accidentally on camera.
Remove the chocolate bar. Well, it's not even like the shawl's not even in that bag. It's the leftover stuff.
Oh.
The leftover bits.
Hey, has your fade been officially released yet? I can't remember. For the MCAL.
I don't think so, no, because Aaron got distracted with life.
Right.
Yeah. But I honestly haven't checked and haven't asked because, quite frankly, the girl's been busy.
That's totally fair. Just wanted to double check so I didn't accidentally say things about it.
In the realm of practical.
Practical.
We got another ball of Lily's sugar and cream and white so I can keep working on my granny core comforter.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Very important.
Needed that. Very important. Don't know how much of this I need, but I know I need it. So we put that in the cart for... Instead of buying things and shipping them from Norway, Elsa and I went shopping on Yarn Canada.
Sorry, we missed the last half of that sentence. Shopping on Yarn Canada.
While they were doing their store closing.
Right.
So we got things at good prices. Where am I sticking all of this? I don't know.
Back in the box where it's been living for the last little bit, I think.
Nope. It'll live somewhere else. We got a comfort grip crochet hook in a size I use fairly often, but don't have a ergonomic hook for yet. I like these ones because they're color coded, so I know by the color
Nice.
what size I am. And I got a lot.
Oh, hello to Nancy. I see your question. I will answer you in a minute.
A lot.
A lot. Oh my god. What is that a lot for?
There is a crochet bulky trench coat jacket.
Okay.
And I want to make it.
Okay. I need to see this.
And I will minimize the screen and go find. Actually, I'll find it on my phone and share it with you on Discord. And we had to find a color that had enough, right? So we have us some burnout. And it's a lot brighter on camera than it is in real life.
It looks
It's
squishy.
a much darker wine red.
Okay, yeah, because it looks very kind of cherry red.
No. When I hold it next to my face, you can see that it's a wine, not a cherry.
Everything's very bright in that room today.
It's because we have sun out today. All right.
Trade you.
So if we could split the lighting difference between the two of us, it'd be great.
Right?
Where's my phone? All right. And I want to make this. Must reply to gentleman who works as admin because he's on coffee break, I think. No, he's a receptionist. He's on lunch.
Oh, you're doing that? I will answer Nancy's question. She was asking if I was taking dance lessons. I am indeed. I have so much West Coast swing happening right now. I was going to say it's not even funny. No, it's actually hilarious. We haven't hit not funny yet. Still hilarious. So normally I have 3 hours on Wednesday nights and 3 hours on Sunday nights. Plus an hour of aerials on Monday, so a normal week has 7 hours of dancing of 2 different kinds, mostly swing. But because we have our first performance tomorrow, there's been a bunch of extra practice this week. So it is Friday. And I have danced 15 hours this week, and it hasn't even been a full week. I have danced 15 hours in the last 6 days. And there's going to be a bunch more tomorrow.
Crochet sweater. Gorgeous. Why am I not making?
But I will share videos of the performance if I can. If I can is a combination of if one exists that is of decent quality, and if everybody in it is cool with being shared on social media. Which I'm pretty sure they are. But it's always good to double check.
It's the polite thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, we've already got group pictures on social media, so I think they're all okay with it, but, you know. It's nice to ask.
On Discord. Some days, people. Some days. Tech is a pain.
This is a reminder that I'm saying out loud to myself that I need to iron my shirt when we're done here. It is one of the main things on my to-do list today, that I need to iron my shirt that is part of my costume for the performance tomorrow.
Tribeca by Alexandria Tavel. Literally A-V.
I missed most of those syllables, I'm sorry.
I don't think I'm cutting out as bad as you think. Tribeca.
Ooh, Asa sent me a trench coat in my DMs. Love when people slide into my DMs to send me trench coat patterns.
If
that just sounds so shifty. Yeah, Discord just hates you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, except I listened to the playback. And I'm not cutting out as...
It's being especially, I don't mean today, like it's doing whole sentences where like I can see that you're talking, but the little green outline isn't even there. Silly microphone problems. It's the crochet one for the red yarn, yes. Ooh, okay, okay. All right, it's slightly blurry, but that's okay.
Throw a web camera of you off of a camera.
Good enough. I got the gist. And it looks textured and squishy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So.
Right, this is me remembering that I'm going to do a couple rows of garter stitch on the end of this swatch before I bind off.
Sure.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I believe you. Deal with all this yarn. Guys, there's too much yarn.
Yeah, what else is in this giant box?
That's it.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know how many balls of yarn I held up?
Well, I mean, yes. Nancy says it's like you're being bleeped. You're just you're saying so many filthy words today.
If they only knew how I said things when I wasn't on air. The volume of bleeping would be appropriate. Kind of like a sailor, people.
Also says that was a pretty good advent.
Really good advent. I'm hoping my stuff shows up shortly. I'm hoping my dad's stuff that he mailed shows up shortly when it's all there. But at no point was I responsible for any mailing.
It's probably for the best. You and the postal system don't get along.
Oh my god, we're just the worst. Just the worst. All right. Now I can somehow put all of this back. There's important stuff. Makeup palette, quilt patterns, random things in a box, in a decorative box that I need to finish sorting.
Well, I can already say that I like the fabric I'm getting on the smaller needles better.
Okay, which is good. And the bonus is we're pretty much done a cast on party, so.
Yeah, we've been on for 90 minutes. Figure I can bind off this swatch and...
Good. And everyone saw my advent.
Yeah.
Which is exciting. Oh, there you
God. Despite the fact that my phone is on Do Not Disturb, apparently WhatsApp does not obey the Do Not Disturb settings. And I'm gonna have to fix that.
Yep.
It's very aggressive.
I'm gonna use my old Northern Knits bag.
Ah.
To be my project bag.
I'm very excited to get my faux art cardigan finished so I can have my tote bag back. It was the only bag I had that was big enough to fit all that yarn.
Right.
Oh, Nancy is asking if you and Louise were supposed to be on YouTube last night.
Nope, next Thursday. It's our last week as of yesterday.
Right, yes. It's the first Thursday of the month is the check-in, right?
First Thursday of the month, yep. Eloise has her front panel done.
Oh yeah, were you both doing sweaters?
Yes.
Hi. Okay. Dare I ask how that's going, or I have to tune in next week to find out?
You never tune in on Thursdays anyway.
That's true.
I'm there.
I do
I'm
on
there
rare
for
occasion.
almost all the streams, but she's never there for my Thursday. Louise, I don't know.
Well, it happens to be right when I'm having dinner. And it's kind of like the person I live with wants to see me during dinner.
But crazy pants. It's at 7:30. That's not dinner time.
It is around here. I don't know. We're just like later people. Like we have breakfast later, and then lunch is later, and then dinner is later. So it's frequently around 7:30, which is late for a dinner time, but seems to work for us. Somewhere between 6:30 and 7:30, there's dinner. And then the days where I have a dance lesson at like 6, it just throws the whole thing off. Ruins everything.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
But yes. The Choose Your Own Adventure MCAL info sheet is up. Oh, I didn't give people specifics. Okay, so it's going to be free to join the MCAL till the 15th. And then it'll be half price from the 15th to the end of the month. And then on the 1st of January, it'll go up to full price. That way, people can join for free.
Bless you. Oh, wrong sound.
And we can still have a functioning MCAL. I need to set up the schedule for release dates and stuff for the first few clues and stuff.
Yep.
It's
coming up real soon.
That stuff. There's more work for me to do.
Me too. You know those parts where it's like fanciful copy for this clue. Yeah. I don't know, the pattern's done.
The pattern's done, yeah. You're gonna have to do something more than just a fancy drink, my dear.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I got some more work to do.
Got more work to do.
I mean, the important part's done.
Yes. It's all filler stuff now. It's the extras. I think there's some quizzes you haven't answered.
Is there? Oh. I think there might be one near the end. Oh yeah, should we explain the quizzes? The vague format of the thing? How is it to choose your own adventure?
Yeah. You volunteered.
Okay, I volunteered. All right. So it's a choose your own adventure mystery knit along. So each week we have a little like, you know, those like magazine or internet quizzes where it's like, you know, answer these multiple choice questions and then add up your score, and that tells you like which, I don't know, which princess you are, which Halloween candy you are, kind of thing. So we've made a series of quizzes. So each week you do a quiz and you find out, are you a Jocelyn or a Diana? And then depending on which one of us you get, then you do either Jocelyn's stitch or my stitch. So in theory, everybody gets different shawls at the end. Different combinations of clue stitches. What's the sentence structure I'm looking for here?
I don't know, but I like the...
You either do the Jocelyn part or the Diana part. The shawl will be the same shape, regardless of whose clue you get.
Yes.
But we'll all theoretically have different shawls at the end. I think it's going to be fun.
It should be good.
Don't have any desire to knit this thing a second time after all the times I've knit it for the design process.
You don't
but I will go through and answer the clues. Not for several months. By the time this is done, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to want to look at it for like 6 months. Maybe I'll do the Jocelyn version for our knit along next year.
beginning to get the why when I say I'm done.
Oh my god, yeah, like I intellectually knew, but like experiencing the process is different than intellectually knowing how much work goes into it.
It's swatches, it's starting, it's ripping, it's thinking, it's making changes, it's writing things out. Ugh, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
So much math.
A lot of math.
A lot of visualizing.
Nope.
Who knew, like...
Decision making.
There's even, like... I think there's a little bit of algebra in there they've been doing to figure out stitch counts, like...
Yeah. Because you have to math it out and make sure your stitch count matches, which means your shot can't be off by 1 or 2 stitches, because then you're worried that you've done something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So then you end up counting like every row. It's great. It's good times, people. It's not good times, people. People, it's not good times.
It's not good times.
It's not good times.
All right, what needle size did I just use? 5 mil. 4. Okay.
All right. I am going to go gaming tonight, so we need to wrap up so I can get some more work done before I leave.
That's right. I just put the final knot in my string of my second swatch.
Beautiful. I only have 2 balls left to wind, so
that looks better, right? Like that swatch looks a little...
I like the density of that one better, yes.
Yeah. Whoops. Versus that one. Like, I'm not even stretching it and you can kind of see through it.
Yeah. No,
I can already tell you I don't like that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Wash the 5mm one and see how it blocks out.
Well, I'm going to wash them both and see what they do.
Okay.
But I can tell you right now, it's... if the 5mm one doesn't come out to close enough to the right size, I'm just gonna knit a bigger size. Use the stitch numbers for a bigger size.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Because, yeah. And I have zero worries about running out of yarn, because I think this...
We're good.
Yeah, this is going to be like 4 or 5 skeins for me, and I've got like 8 of them.
Well, when you ordered it because you didn't know what you were going to do, I think
we just ordered a ton of them, yeah.
Yeah, that way we knew it didn't matter what you picked, you were good to go.
So running out of yarn is not a worry. I will even have extra yarn. I could make like a whole mitten and hat set to go with it.
You could.
Could. Potentially even the sweater vest version.
Ooh.
That might be fun. Can I have a pullover version and a vest version?
Can we drive you crazy? You want to race?
Race? Oh my god. I'm literally going to put this down for 2 weeks. I'm not touching this sweater again for 2 weeks.
No. You gotta work
I don't have time. Oh my god. I mean, we can call it a race, but we already know who's gonna win. But sure, we can call it a race if you want.
Well, I will also have family stuff, just at different times than you.
That's true. It's true.
Sure,
it can be a race.
We'll both have craft off knitting, and I'll have secret knitting with Louise, and I have design knitting.
Yeah.
For next year's releases.
All right. Okay, so this is actually more even than I realized. All right, sure, it can be a race.
I already have 25 hours a week dedicated to other stuff in knitting time.
All right, sure, it's a race. It's a race.
Okay. I might get ahead of you real quick at the start of the month, but that's just because my family stuff is happening towards the end of the month.
Yeah, whereas mine's starting in a few days.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and I suppose I also need to write out that chart for you.
Oh, God. Yes, please.
Okay.
All right, guys.
I should try to do that today, otherwise I might forget. I'm going to make a note in my book.
Yes. Can you also do the Instagram post for the podcast for me?
Yes. Sorry, which post was that?
The Choose Your Own Adventure info sheet is up and live. Because I need to, we need to wrap this up. I need to go take photos for the voting, because the Craft Off voting post for today is me. I need to do that.
Okay.
And I need to get the program schedule out for December for everybody.
Okay, I've got the things. I've done the things.
Guys, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. I've got so much stuff. Got so much stuff to do today. I gotta go clean things and iron things and launder things and...
So basic adulting.
Yeah, there's just a lot of it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. There usually is. I don't really know of a time when there isn't a lot of adulting.
I didn't have time to do it at the beginning of the week, so I'm playing catch up a bit now, so there's like extra more than normal today.
Yeah, that's never fun. That's never fun.
And then ideally there's magically time later to do an Advent of Code stream. Ideally magically.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
It's the first thing to get cut from the schedule today.
Okay, then wrap us up.
All right, let's go. Okay, thanks for joining us, everybody. I hope you had a good cast-on party, or I hope you will have a good cast-on party later tonight, tomorrow, whenever you get around to it.
Absolutely.
We're gonna go do stuff.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. Okay, bye.
Bye, guys.